Is this live? This is so weird. Okay, I've never done it this way before. All right, are we on? Are we good? Can you hear me? Can you see me? What in the world? Response, anyone? I genuinely don't know if I'm live right now, but I'm seeing people in the chat talking. Yes, Adam. Okay, do we have any lag? Does it sound all right? Delay again, he's saying. Oh, I don't like to hear that. I'm hearing there's a delay again. I can't even see a preview of this. Hey, Adam's live. Yeah, kind of. Kind of live. We're having technical difficulties today, which is odd because I don't see anything that's telling me I'm dropping frames or that there's any lag at all. So this is very frustrating. You are live, Adam. Lag. Billy is saying lag. God damn it. Let me look on my phone while I'm recording this to see. Sometimes I just have garbage internet here and there's really nothing I can do about it. Delay with the sound. Oh wait, is it just if it's just a sound delay, I can fix that. If it's just a sound delay, I can fix that. Let me see what's going on here. You are live, Adam. Lag. Billy is saying lag. God damn it. Let me look on my phone while I'm recording this to see. Sometimes I just have garbage internet here and there's really nothing. Okay, if it's just a delay, we can work with this. Hang on a second. This is something I'm very familiar with. Filters, edit filters. Okay, shut up. I don't need to hear myself talk. Properties. Okay, the sync is not offset, so we're going to put the sync offset to 2000. And we're going to try it like this for now. All right, I'm talking just to test the audio on this bad boy. And now I'll look at myself on the phone to confirm. Okay, 2000's good. Oh my god. Holy gosh. Okay, let's pretend that everything's great now. Fuck. What a disaster. It's always a disaster. All right, we're going to just hang tight for a second, make sure everything's okay before I really start getting into this, because I'm going to tell you something. We had a beautiful stream before. Some say it was the perfect stream, a perfect stream. But we ran into issues while I was just getting started on the Spider-Verse ranking, which is interesting because I genuinely don't know how I'm live right now. This is not the way I had it set up before. I didn't even hit go on YouTube. Somehow I'm able to circumvent going live via YouTube and I can just go live through here, which is just bizarre. One final check. Is everything okay before I start going into this? Everything kosher, everything whatever we want to call it. I don't like the background or this setup at all. Everything's kind of askew. Nothing is where it should be right now. In fact, do I dare move? No, I'm not going to move it. Okay, we're going to just go ahead. We're going to go ahead and start. Ladies and gentlemen, I've prepared to you what I consider to be the perfect ranking and tier list of the Spider-Man films. All of them. I'm not just talking about the Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home series. I'm not just talking Into the Spider-Verse 1 and 2. We have Venom in the mix. We have Morbius. Yeah, it's Morbin time here, folks. We have Infinity War and Endgame. Any time Spider-Man is mentioned or seen, he's in this list. I mean, maybe not mentioned, but anyway, it's a big Spider-Verse. There are 16 movies on here. I am going to not only rank them, but put them in the proper buckets, the proper tiers. Let me bring it up. Let me bring up what I'm talking about. Let me first make sure that they're all hidden. Okay, they are. All right. Things are going okay on that front. Now, look at this beautiful thing that I've created, this tier list. This is a pretty standard practice. You have the S tier at the top, the S ranking, and then we go down to D. Sometimes it goes all the way down to Z, depending on how many buckets you want to make for these things. I think we keep it simple, stupid. S is the top dog. Superb. Stupendous. Other things that start with an S that sound great. A's awesome. A's a good time. B, not as good as A, but it's better than C. So that's a B. Now, these aren't letter grades like you get on a report card, okay? The C, where I like to live, that's not okay. That's more like a D on this breakdown, and a D is trash. It's garbage. Why did I just get a text? What's the word? Oh my gosh. What are we on right now that people found this? I'm live. This is so weird. So the guy that monitors my Bubba, who's always in the live stream, he doesn't know that I'm live right now. Who are you people that are watching me? Where did you come from? This is just madness. Never mind, was on that live. Okay, well, he figured it out. He's coming. That's fine. Where was I? Yes, I was breaking this down. This is the playbook here, folks, okay? We're going to be putting movies in different buckets. We're going to start at the bottom of this list. Some people are going to be upset with me. Some people are going to be disappointed. And some people might not talk to me ever again. But the bottom movie, Morbius. Some people say it's Morbin time. I say it's time for this to die. The movie is trash. It's not fun to watch. There's no like cheesy, schlocky dialogue like you get from a Fast and the Furious movie mixed with some great over-the-top action. No, it's just bad dialogue mixed with ugly, muddy effects. It's not good. It's not a good movie. And yeah, I know Spider-Man's not in this. I'm not sure if he's even mentioned. He might be at the way end, but there is a really tacky bullshit feed from Homecoming. You have the villain coming over here. Not Batman, not Birdman, but Falcon. He's played a lot of birds in his life, a lot of winged creatures. So Keaton's in there. It's very forced. It's very terrible. We have to move on. Next up on the list. Let There Be Garbage. Venom 2. This is a horrible sequel to Venom, and Venom's not good. Okay, I know some people enjoy Venom. I don't like Venom, but I like this one even less. This is bottom of the barrel. They took the same movie, Venom, and just kind of changed it a little with the new villain, but it's still a pathetic experience for a movie that came out just a couple years ago. It feels like something way back from 1999 when they're just trying to figure out how to make superhero movies. It's really bad. The effects, not great. And then you take the best villain in Spider-Man, one of the best, Carnage, and you completely butcher the storyline. Some guy in the writer's room is like, all right, I got the perfect idea for Carnage. Picture this. Maximum security prison. Yeah. Okay. Carnage is there. He busts out due to a mutant. Yeah, we're introducing mutants now. Okay, I'm with you. Who is she? She can scream. I like it. I like where your head's at. He breaks out in this epic fight. Yes, more. What's the carnage? The carnage is he gets married. Drops the mic, walks out of the boardroom, and all the other guys are like, what? And then the boss comes in. Hey, you got the script for Venom 2? It's due next week. Oh my God, we have to have a script in by next week? No, the movie's due to go into theaters by next week, so get on it. And that's how you got the Venom 2 script. That's how you got the plot. Movie's terrible. Next one on the list is anything but amazing. It's Amazing Spider-Man 2. Some people are apologists for this film, but there's apologists for everything. That doesn't make them right. That just makes them against the grain. Well, I'm with the wind on this one. I'm not running against the wind, Bob Seger. This isn't a good movie. All right, and I don't have any love for the Amazing Spider-Man, but at least that's competent. This one's embarrassing. I feel like they couldn't figure out what tone they wanted to go for, so they just threw a whole bunch of color up. They popped up that saturation to 100%. It's not all bad, though. Andrew Garfield is great as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I really do like the guy. They just put him in really bad movies. And Emma Stone's a treasure. Their screen time together is fantastic. What's not fantastic is everything else. Jamie Foxx, comically out of place here. He looks like a villain that would be in a Blue Man Group movie. He's the one that goes against the Blue Man Group. Is that still a thing even? Blue Man Group? Well, it doesn't matter. He also feels like someone that came out of Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. Just bad. Green Goblin's here and there. Their friendship was never really established previously, so it's all out of place. It's all wackadoo. We have to keep going. Oh, and by the way, as I'm going through this list, I should point out Superchats are very much appreciated. They're the name of the game. So if you have a ranking you'd like me to read off, I will do that at the end. You throw me a super chat. I say, hey, Bonnie gave me a ranking for $2. Here it is. And then I read them off and I'm like, oh my God, Bonnie, that ranking's even better than mine. Or Clyde says, look at this ranking, Adam. Here's $10. And I'm going to say, oh my God, Clyde's ranking's way better. It's $8 better than Bonnie's. And there's a Bonnie and Clyde movie reference there for no reason at all. Let's go to Venom. Venom. Eminem. Marshall Mathers. Slim Shady. Rabbit. If you're an 8 Mile fan, I'm not, but I know the reference. He makes a bad song for a bad movie. That's the bottom line. I know people like Venom. They like the character. He's cool. My son likes Venom. And he likes the movie. But he's 11. And so he has an excuse. A grown adult man shouldn't like this film. There's nothing really to like about it. It's very just bad all around. And bad because the effects are lackluster. A lot of it's in the dark. You can't really see what's going on. It has that old school CGI style where they just have him hopping around like Hulk. Back in that Ang Lee Hulk movie, just it's like 3 frames per second. And no, it's not a stylistic choice like you would get on Into the Spider-Verse. This is basically just, we don't know how to animate. We're making this as fast as humanly possible. Sony wants to shit this out, and it made a dumb amount of money. Stupid amounts of money. And that's why they will continue to make these films, and they'll probably all be the same. If Fast and the Furious can have 10 movies plus a spin-off, I think Venom can get at least halfway there. Not for me, though. Not for me. Whew. Here we go. Let's let it soak in. Amazing Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield back on the list already, only 5 movies deep. I should say, I'm running a little fast, a little hot and heavy. We have 16 movies on this list. Right now, we are at number 12. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. I did the math right. This is number 12 on my list. I apologize for not keeping you up on the numbers. This is super important. I've ranked the Spider-Man movies a couple times over the decade or so I've been on this channel, and I can guarantee you every one of these ranking videos is different. That's how important ranking movies are. It's so important that we get this right. What's funny about it is every time I do these, I really do stress and think through it. Like, what's my justification for this? And then I go look at this one. I mean, this took me a long time to actually put together the order, but I guarantee you, if you went back and watched my ranking video from a couple years ago, the number 1 and number 2 would probably just be swapped, and there might be a couple in the middle that are, but the basic plot is there. And I think the S rankings and the different, the rankings help kind of put it where they go, put them in their place, in their bucket. Amazing Spider-Man was kind of just a rehash and not the kind I like. Batman has been rehashed several times. Everyone on planet Earth, even people that have never seen a Batman movie, know that his parents were gunned down in an alleyway. But the difference is the approach. Christopher Nolan's Batman movie is far different than Tim Burton's, who's far different than Matt Reeves. They all have a very distinct style. And of course, Snyder. God Snyder, his is different as well. Let us pray for Snyder, the Snyderverse, right? This Amazing Spider-Man movie tries to be the Dark Knight in a sense and goes way darker with the tone. The difference is Spider-Man is a more colorful, exciting character. Batman is dark and brooding, so the fact that they keep going darker and more brooding every time makes sense. This didn't make sense. Didn't like it. Don't hate it though, and that's why it's in the B. That's why it's in the, it's okay. I can watch it. I've seen it a couple times. My son Connor, again, 11, he enjoys it, but he likes the other ones better. He likes the Tobey films more, and I respect him for that. Yeah, not great. Emma Stone again. She and Garfield carry the movie. I also did like Dennis Leary as the dad. Dennis Leary's he's a charmer. I enjoy him. I appreciate him all the way back in The Ref or Demolition Man. Very solid in the 90s. I never watched his show, that fire show. Can't remember what it's called. With firefighter movies, it begins and ends at Backdraft for me. They hit perfection way back with the Ron Howard film. There's no reason to continue making firefighter movies. It's Backdraft. Okay, next up on the list. We ain't in Kansas anymore. We're Far From Home. That kind of worked, that transition. Tom Holland's finally on the list with a very mediocre second outing. I'm not a huge fan of outside of the States movies. They always feel kind of lazy. Like, all right, where do we go from here? How about we put the Muppets in London? How about we take a vacation trip to Europe? It'll be a European vacation. It's never quite the same when they go abroad. And it's same with TV shows. Whenever Seinfeld or Friends or any other, whatever, Big Bang Theory, whenever they leave the States and go do something else and try to be funny and quirky, and they're like, look at, they wear hats different and they say things different. I don't know how to interact with stuff here. It doesn't work. And that's where I'm at with Far From Home. Spider-Man's no longer in New York. He's gone away, and the whole thing just feels disconnected. It doesn't feel as exciting. The movie's long. It's got a really bad pace to it. And it didn't help that the villains that he's fighting aren't real. There's no threat. They're just CG monstrosities, which is funny because they're also CG created, off camera. It's weird. It's weird. Very mid movie. Also, I really thought it was dumb that Tony Stark's final parting gift to a prepubescent boy are glasses that basically let him call on drone strikes. And then he does, in fact, call in a drone strike in the middle of the movie. And he's like, whoops, did I do that? It's ridiculous. Whole movie's ridiculous. Oh, I was gonna, hang on, I don't want to screw this up. Okay, you might notice a movie that isn't on this list yet. And some people are probably like, where's it at? Well, it's right here. Spider-Man 3. Sam Raimi's disaster of a final picture that wasn't supposed to be a final picture in the slightest. In fact, the Raimi-verse was supposed to go on for 6 more, well, not 6 more movies. It was supposed to go for 3, 4, 5, 6. They had a bunch of them mapped out with villains and everything, and he didn't even want to leave. But because of studio pressure, because of the back and forth headaches he was dealing with, forcing him to change everything in 3, it was just a bad look all around. But he did want to do Spider-Man 4 after all of that was said and done, but Sony decided, no, we gotta rush. We can't wait for Raimi to get things where he wants it. We have to keep moving on Spider-Man. We got money to burn. We got money to make. And that's just sadly how it goes. Spider-Man 3 has not won me over the years, but it's definitely, out of any movie I've ever covered, the one that I look back on and I go, you know what? I kind of forgive it. I kind of don't hate it anymore. There's stuff that I really do enjoy about this film. I know the Venom stuff was very forced and very half-assed thrown in, but it is cool when it's there. Not so much not so much the actor who plays him, Eric Foreman from that 70s show, Topher Grace, not quite the best casting choice. And I don't even think he's bad. It's just when they show his face and he's got those fangs, it looks so dumb. They should have just not done that. Just don't do that and it's okay. Emo Peter, Bully Maguire, it's led to the greatest memeing of the internet, of the history of the world. So that alone is enough to make Spider-Man 3 not in the bad category. That alone props it at least to an all right time. And I think it is. I think that, yes, it's very messy. Yes, it's the beginning of the end, but there is a wrap up. The trilogy does have a nice close with the friends looking off to the sunset. It's cliche, but it works, especially in the Spider-Man universe. Sandman effects are still top notch. Venom, that battle at the end where he's whacking the pipes. It looks cool as shit. This movie's not new, and the effects are pretty damn solid. The several musical numbers, though, by Kirsten Dunst, that didn't need to happen. Really didn't need to happen. So yeah, you take the good and the bad, the pros and the cons, and you get this movie, Spider-Man 3. Not bad. I've definitely calmed down on it over the years. All right, here we go. Civil War. Civil War, I think, is vastly overrated, but it's still a fun time. It's still a good time at the theaters. Civil War's plot is, it masquerades as something intelligent, but it's kind of dumb. Zemo, or whatever the hell his name is, Xena, Warrior Princess, Emphysema, he turns the Avengers against each other, against themselves, if you will. Captain America, Tony Stark, they butt heads. Not a lot of real words are said. It's mostly just punches thrown. I feel like they could have met in the middle, but they really rushed to get to that fight and to that battle. We also introduced new characters like Black Panther. He's just kind of tossed in the mix. It's just a little bit of a messy movie, and it's entirely fan service. Now, it's great fan service for sure. But the fact that they just throw Spider-Man in there and Iron Man's like, all right, you're in this movie now. And then Peter Parker gets hurt and Iron Man's like, okay, you're done. Go home. You're out of this movie. It was so on the nose. It's something I would have shot with my friends back in the day. And we had like scheduling conflicts with our buddies and someone couldn't make it. So we're like, how do we get rid of the character really quickly? We'll just have so-and-so say, yeah, he had to leave. Okay, perfect. Let's film that. That's great. That's what this felt like. We got Spider-Man in here for the trailers and to introduce him in a really fast way because we just got the rights to the character. Here we go. He's in. But it is cool. It is a fantastic fight, and there's lots of great fights throughout this movie. And the final act, some good drama, some good back and forth dialogue between Stark, between Captain America. It's a good flick. That's why it's in the A column. Even though I'm giving it a hard time, clearly I still enjoy it quite a bit. Because the spectacle's there. It's got that frantic style that the Russo brothers do, more shaky cam, more Bourne Identity style. In fact, they ripped off a shot straight from Bourne Supremacy. Which one was the second one? Where he jumps through the window and the camera's behind him and it follows him through. Badass scene. They freaking stole that shot. I don't care what you say. That airport scene, though, was great. Okay, next up, No Way Home. This might surprise some people to see it here. Because we still have, what do we have? 6 more movies in front of this? I did my numbering wrong, I see. Oh, my numbering, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so No Way Home is in the number 8 spot. I mentioned dumb plots before. This has the worst plot maybe in this entire thing. It's so stupid. Tom Holland's Peter Parker is sad because his friends can't get into some Ivy League school because he's too popular or something. And so he goes to a Doctor Strange, a Doctor Strange. Like, I guess there is more than one because of the multiverse. He goes to Doctor Strange. He's like, hey, I want my friends to get into the college they want. And Doctor Strange is like, oh, we can't mess with that. We can't do this. That's too dangerous, even though I've done it several times. Don't tell him. You what? I forgot his buddy's name. He's been in like 1,000 of these movies. I forgot his name. The sidekick monk person. I forgot his name. Anyway, Strange is like, okay, I'll do it. You convinced me by crying a lot. And he's like, yay, thanks. My friends can get into the school. He's like, well, there is some caveats to this. He's like, I don't care. Just do it. Okay, but just be quiet, kid. I'm so excited. Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to do the spell. What spell are you doing? Are you serious? What did you do? You did it, you dumbass. It's all breaking. Well, I think I contained it, except for he didn't. And now all these variants are flying out. And this is how the multiverse happened. Really dumb. Really, really dumb. What saves this movie and puts it in the A rank are all the little moments of the movie. The overall plot, I mean, it's baby levels of nonsense, but all the little moments make this movie so good. The multiple fights with old villains, of course, the reintroduction to our favorite Spider-Man. You got Tobey, you got Andrew Garfield. They're back. Tobes is back. Garf is back. Short for Garfield. Short for Garf Brooks. If you say with a instead of a Garf Brooks. I don't know why did I bring that up. Anyway, they're all here. The trio is together for a final fight at the end. It's awesome. It's fan service again, much like Civil War, and that's okay. It's okay. We like it. Give it to us. That's what we want. That's what we pay for. The Aunt May thing, it was a twist. It was a twist I didn't see coming. I don't think she saw it coming either because that thing hit her hard. It was a touching moment. It was a sad moment. It was beautiful. And it kind of elevates the movie. It gives it some stakes. Gives us, it makes us take pause. Because it is really sad. Tom Holland puts in good performance here. And then the final act, the final crescendo, where they're fighting on the rebuilt Statue of Liberty. Very cool. Effects are a little wonky on the statue itself, but that's a nitpick. It's a nitpick. So yeah, it's the little moments throughout this movie that make it so good. Overall story is dumb. Let's move on. And now we have the opposite. Endgame has a cool idea. Cool concept. Bring all our heroes together. This giant cinematic universe is finally coming to a head. And Iron Man is going to make the ultimate sacrifice to save everyone he loves and the strangers he doesn't know. That's what a stranger is, people you don't know. Awesome concept. We got time travel. We got people coming and going throughout this thing from a ton of different movies. You got the Guardians over there. Awesome. You got Thor from those movies. Hey, there's our guy Loki. Oh, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. Well, she's in it. You got strong female leads doing a slow motion walk. It's about time. And that's where things are problematic for me. Again, it's in the A column. I enjoy this movie a lot. What I don't enjoy are the little things, such as subplots that are half-assedly finished. I'm beating a dead Uncle Ben right now with this comment, but Hulk was done dirty. I don't think anyone would deny that. Like, oh, I really love how Hulk was handled throughout these films. What a great character arc. What a fantastic conclusion to that character that was resolved in between movies. What? You can't do that. This is some of the shittiest writing I've ever seen. Let's set up a premise where the Hulk is getting his ass kicked by the big bad of the film, Thanos. He's scared. He doesn't want to come back out. You just have Bruce Banner. That's compelling shit. I can't wait for Endgame to see how it's resolved, to see how he comes to terms with this, learns to not be afraid of Thanos, busts out and gets some revenge, or we go a different direction. Whatever. I can't wait to see how it unfolds, except for we don't. It's already done. When we see him in Endgame, he's smart Bruce Banner, the Grey Hulk, whatever you want to call it. Lame. Lame. All the way across the board. Thor. Let's play his depression for laughs. I wasn't laughing though. Maybe I did a little. I liked Dude Thor for a little while. That was fun. But then it just kept going. The one note punch, the one punch man, just keeps on punching. Now he's playing Fortnite. Now he's in the final scene, slowly walking out, overweight, out of shape. It's not a good look. And it kind of undercuts what's happening in the moment, which is a big fight with Thanos for the final time. It's just wonky. And then Captain Marvel flying in, taking down this massive ship out of nowhere. Where the fuck was she for the rest of the movie? What were you doing? That was more important than saving the universe. There was a problem with the bubble jets up on planet Glorklak, the spa that I attend to. The bubble jets weren't working. I had to use my gamma powers to heat them. I still don't know what her fucking powers are. What is she? What hurts her? Give me something. Regardless, it's a mess, but it's got so many good moments as well that it all kind of washes out into something very nice. Something very fine. That's Endgame. And obviously, if you saw it in theaters like I did, it was one of the coolest movie theater experiences, full stop. That moment on your left where those portals open up, the Wakandans come out. You see giant Ant-Man running. You see Bucky with the gun. You see Rocket Raccoon. You see Mantis, who's doing something. I mean, she's really energized. She's running way out in front of the pack. I was concerned for her, honestly. I'm like, what is she doing? Putting people to sleep? That stuff was freaking amazing. Captain America getting the hammer. I forgot how you say it. Mjolnir something. Badass. Earned. These are earned moments. And then, of course, again, Tony Stark, I am Iron Man. Tony Snark, that works as well. Snaps himself to death. He went out on his terms, as of course he should. So yeah, a lot of good moments in this movie. That's why it's in the A rank. Spider-Man Homecoming. This one surprised me. When I saw the trailers, I was laughing, I was liking it. I wasn't sure if this was the way to go with things, but after seeing the film, it's a nice little movie. It's how I picture a Spider-Man movie going. That isn't so over the top in the Sam Raimi way. And not so dark and emo as The Amazing Spider-Man. Homecoming is just like this great, grounded, Ferris Bueller-esque high school kids being high school kids adventure. Tom Holland put in a great performance. It's fun, but it also has some good drama, some good emotional elements. It's got some good twists and turns. The chemistry between the three main characters is great. It just works very well. And I did like the angry dad Iron Man showing up once in a while to scold Peter. Had a very good mentor-mentee relationship at play. Homecoming's fun. That's the bottom line. And that's what I expect from Spider-Man. In the number 5 spot, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. In the number 5 spot, Verse 2. Why is someone saying, but Adam, what about Quantumania? Quantumania is not on this list. Quantum Shidia is not on this list. Not going to be spoilers here, don't worry. I have my review out for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm sorry. I have my review out for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I'm always going to do that. Into the Spider-Verse too. Across the Spider-Verse, I really like this movie. Absolutely beautiful. It's a work of art. Tons of variation between drawing styles, 3D, 2D animation blended together in perfect harmony. They're not only animating on the 2s, they're animating on the 3s. They're doing it all. 2 frames per second, 3 frames per second. It's wild stuff. And the fact that they thought through it so well. Like, this universe is going to be animated this way, and it's going to have this feel to it. And this one's going to go, it's so creative from top to bottom. The music I thought was a step up as well. Had this cool psychedelic, cyberdelic vibe to it. Not that mumble rap crap from the first one. I do like, what's up, danger? You can't stop me now. There's some good rap in there. But it was nice that they switched it up and they also played off the universes with that. My hang-ups with the movie, no resolution really at all. I mean, you could say that one character had resolution, but it just didn't feel final. You know, like even Deathly Hallows Harry Potter Part 1, yeah, it leads on a huge cliffhanger, but I felt like we had a beginning, middle, and end in that movie in a sense. It felt like it rounded nicely. This movie felt like, someone said in the comments, and I agree, that someone just hit stop on the VCR. Someone just hit stop on the DVD player and then just walked away. It just kind of ends. They do a slow build to the end for a while. I mean, I was even checking my watch that I'm not even wearing. Like, where are we going with this? But then it's just done. Felt very much like a TV show cliffhanger sort of a thing. And that just didn't work for me. But everything else absolutely did. Miles, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, they're so good in this movie. Their chemistry is superb. Voice acting top-notch. The new characters they introduce are fantastic. I had a great time watching this movie. There's tons of laughs. There's tons of heart. There is tons of beautiful spectacle every 5 minutes. Your eyes just get overloaded with all of it. Definitely way more pros than cons. And this is one of those movies that could easily get bumped into the S rank when this second part comes out. It's technically part 3, but this is a part 1 of 2 sort of situation for some reason. Very interested to see where it goes. Hopefully it's less Kill Bill Volume 2, less Matrix Revolutions Part 2, even though it's Part 3. Man, what? There's so many rants I could go on right now with the whole Hollywood naming conventions and how they do these things. But whatever. Hopefully it's more like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. And then I look back on the second one, I say, okay, I like how this all played out. We moved this bad boy up. But for right now, it just feels very abrupt and it's unsatisfactory in the final moments of the movie, which is a shame because everything in that first 2 hours is brilliant. Okay, we're in the S rank now. The final 4. Didn't mean it to be a basketball thing. Kaboom. Spider-Man. Sam Raimi. 2000 and something. 2002 maybe, somewhere around there. You have one of the greatest theme songs. It's not a theme song. You have one of the greatest songs constructed for a film with Hero by, of course, National Treasure Chad Kroeger. I believe it's a supergroup too. I think it's Chad Kroeger on the vocals. The drummer from Our Lady Peace, which is a fantastic band, and the bassist from Saliva. I might have these way out of whack, but I think that's how it plays out. They're jamming on top of a roof, and they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. It's just fucking epic. You got Tobey Maguire swinging around in awesome CG. It is freaking amazing. Sam Raimi knew what he was doing here, folks. This is revolutionary stuff. X-Men came out, Blade came out before them. They were great movies. I love X-Men. I love Blade. They were both unique in their own right, but they felt like kind of, I don't want to say standard, but Spider-Man was very unconventional as far as superhero movies went. This thing took it up like 5 notches. Just seeing him swinging through the sides of buildings with that American flag behind him, with that remarkable state-of-the-art CG. The budget for this was like 3 times that of X-Men, maybe even more. It was a massive budget, and it's up on the screen. Green Goblin, very over the top, very Power Rangers. Willem Dafoe goes full ham in this movie. It works because the movie's full of ham. The movie is larger than life. It splashes of color everywhere. It's quirky, it's charming, it's irreverent, it's other words to describe things. I like it all. I really do. And it's only gotten better over time. I appreciate it even more when I watch it now. I'm so high, I can see heaven. Let's go into the Spider-Verse. What's up, Danger? Miles Morales here. He's bringing us a new picture, a new type of Spider-Man. One that's very colorful, one that's very vibrant, one that's vibin'. It's truly an awesome movie. I love this thing. And I look at it and think to myself, God, it sucks that Disney sucks. It sucks that Disney sucks now. Because they used to do this kind of thing. Break new ground with visual communication. Really stretch the 2D craft. And it's ironic because a lot of the stuff the animators did for this movie, they took from the Disney playbook. Yes, it's state-of-the-art 3D. They built their own engines, but there is a ton of 2D drawn on top of this. And like shots where Miles is running, for instance, they straight up drew extra hands to give it that kind of Looney Tunes free-flowing feel instead of using, shaders and blur tools to give it more of a, I guess, realistic, like semi-realistic look, a more modern take. They went old school. They mixed everything together, and what came out of the blender is a beautiful shake. It's a treat for everyone. I really enjoyed this movie. It sucks it took 5 years to get the next one, the one that just came out, but the wait was worth it. They did it again, and hopefully they do it a third time, because what we'll have on our hands here is an amazing trilogy from start to finish. Plus Spider-Pig. I mean, come on. Spider-Noir. Awesome. Cage is great. They're all great. Here's where we get down to it. There are only 1, 2... Are we on the last 2? The final 2? Okay. Boom. Spider-Man 2. Overrated by some. Loved by many. Cherished by all. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. You know what does make sense? It makes sense for me to put this here. I have gone back and forth between Spider-Verse and this one. This is what I do when I go back and forth. Debating with myself, where should I put these? But Spider-Man 2, man, for me, it's it. It's it. And I saw this in theaters because I'm young. I'm a young buck. And I didn't really care for the movie that much. I sat here thinking like, it's okay. It's a little slow. It's a little, whatever. A little hokey. But it just stays with you. It just keeps festering in the back of your mind. I believe there's a hero in all of us. Aunt May giving her sage wisdom. Mary Jane looking hot as hell. Very fine in the backyard talking with Peter. Having their awkward exchanges that they always do. They never have a good conversation that doesn't end with just super awkward, uncomfortable silence. The final act is like peak superhero cinema. Where Dr. Octavius, is got Mary Jane held hostage for like the 30th time. She's doing her blood-curdling, gorgeous scream that she does, pinned up like a supermodel. I'm loving every minute of it. I'm loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. I'm loving every minute of it. I don't know what happened. I blacked out. Peter Parker comes in the fray, and we get this freaking... Seriously, this is top 5 best superhero moments. Full stop. When that mask is revealed, and Mary J. Watts, short for Mary J. Watson, she sees him, and the look on her face of pure ecstasy takes hold. Kirsten Dunst in this moment is impeccably good. She gets a lot of hate. It's unjust. It's unfair. She's great in these. And so's Tobes. And this is such a powerful moment. Such a golden moment to watch, to witness every single time. I've gone on YouTube and I've just watched this clip on repeat because I think it's just perfect. And the villain, again, not your traditional villain. Dr. Octavius is a good guy. He's trying to do good things. But he gets a little too out in front of himself. Gets a little too Elon Musk with things. Puts that chip in the head before it has time to bake. And what happens? Well, he gets baked. Those arms, those tentacles take over. You, of course, also have the cinema. You have some of the greatest action in superhero movies. They still look at that subway train battle and they think, yeah, this is the playbook, folks. This is what we have to top. This is the bar. And I don't know, it's rare when you see a superhero movie that tops that. The creativity on display there, the ingenuity to get this all working, all these moving parts, it's just freaking phenomenal. Spider-Man 2. And in the number 1, we have Avengers Infinity War. I adore this film, even if the follow-up is a little lackluster. Everything kind of accumulates into this giant, epic, larger-than-life, space-scaling, sci-fi fantasy adventure, pulling in pretty effortlessly a lot of different groups of individuals, from the Guardians of the Galaxy to the Iron Man cast to the Thor crew. They're all here. And sure, over time, we've looked back on some of the narrative decisions, like Thor getting his eyeball back right away, which kind of loses the stakes that we had from Ragnarok. But overall, it's just such a well-made movie. And I saw this in theaters with my kids, and we were just tensed up the entire time. Most of the time when you watch superhero movies, unless it's something like Logan or Dark Knight, there isn't a ton of kind of emotional baggage tied to scenes. You're not tensing up. You're not feeling nervous. But in this film, I genuinely was like, holy shit, this is a movie. Especially in that first act, which I think is perfection. When we crash land down on Earth, Strange is there, Iron Man's there, and it's just bedlam. It's just chaos outside. Iron Man suits up. He's got his new nanotech shit. Doctor Strange is the coolest dude in the whole movie. I'll take care of this guy. He's sorcering the crap out of the place. In comes Spider-Man with his new mechanized iron spider suit. He's up in space. Star-Lord loses his control of his emotions. I'm losing control of my speech, just trying to keep up with the pace of the film. It's insanity! Then we're down on Wakanda, fighting for our fucking lives. I'm sorry. It's an easy number 1 for me. Spider-Man 2 was kind of convincing me as I was talking about it. But when you think of the sheer scale and magnitude of this movie, and then to end it on such a dire, somber note with half of the Avengers, nay, half of the galaxy, nay, half of the universe getting wiped out, and Thanos just goes and chills on a space farm? Oh my God. He accomplished what he wanted. He's good. He's like perfectly balanced as all things should be. It was a good day. It was a good day. Just an amazing film. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I got it right. 16. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the list of all lists. You might disagree with some, might disagree with the orders. I would love to hear if you have a super chat to spare. Let me know your list. I'll go over it with you. We'll chat a little bit. Otherwise, I appreciate super chats. You know, this is a one-man show, one-man operation, and obviously you saw the struggle was real today. If you tried joining the earlier stream, absolute chaos. Pure, uncut, unbridled chaos took place there. It was embarrassing. Now I'm going to have to go clean everything up. I'm going to have to delete that stream from the world. Kind of repackage this one with the same branding, the same, you know, whatever. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. And I was also a little bit late because I had to make this tier list. I had to build it all from scratch because I like to put my name on things and do things my way. It's my way or the highway. But I also was a little later because today in our community, our little, you know, suburban utopia, we had a little dinner in the park. There was a movie playing. They put Sandlot up on the big screen on the projector outside. Had a couple food carts. The kids were out there. It was a great time. Beautiful night. And then I was like, I got to get back. I got to get the stream set up. Anyway, some super chats did come in. Let's see what we got. Jan Rose. Spider-Man 2 is the GOAT. That means greatest of all time for anyone that's my age and is like, what's a GOAT? Love this movie so much. Very nostalgic. Tobey Maguire is the one and only Spider-Man in my world. I don't disagree. Spider-Man 2, man, it's freaking good. Very nice. Thank you, Jan. Beautiful. Bubba with a $10 powerful super chat. Bubba, you should be giving me money. You're already doing enough. Better song, Hero Nickelback from Spider-Man 1 or Vindicated by Dashboard Confessional from Spider-Man 2. Vindicated. Da, da, da. That is a good song. I don't know all the lyrics to that one. I can't sing it very well. And if anything, I'm known for my amazing voice. Hero wins on almost... You know who loves Heroes? My daughter, Olivia. She's 14. And she freaking she has a crush on Chad Kroeger. I do not think he's a good-looking dude. Although he did bag Avril Lavigne for many years, and she's a smoke show. So he's got something, obviously, besides, you know, the millions of dollars and the gold records and the mansions and the fame and everything. He's got something going for him. But yeah, Olivia's like, she's into Chad Kroeger, and she loves Nickelback. And I mean, I'm working with her, but I also celebrate their entire catalog. I'm just not a douche about it. Nickelback's like Fast and the Furious, that franchise. You know what you're going to get with it. It's comfort food. A lot of people love it, and they're pretty obnoxious about it as well. I'm so high, I can't do. Okay, Bronson Wright Wolf. Bronson Wright Wolf might be one of the best names I've ever heard in my life. $5 super chat, amazing super chat. I'm sure you know this. Bruce Campbell has been all three of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. Which cameo of his is your favorite of all three films? All right, let's play it back. So in Spider-Man 1, he is the announcer at the cage match? Is that right? Is he the announcer at the cage match in the first one? In the second one, see, I'm going to get them all mixed up. In one of them, he is the like the front desk guy to the play. That has to be the third one. He's like an usher at the play. The second one, second one's my favorite. That's the one where he's the concierge, the restaurant. I don't know if he's not the owner, but he's the worker at the restaurant. And he's the one that's supposed to put the ring in and have the music come out. He's great in that. I love he's just pompous. He doesn't think highly of Peter Parker here at all. Great Bruce Campbell moment. But Bruce Campbell, hail to the king. He's always a pleasure. Great question. Bronson Wright again with another $5 super chat. Appreciate it, sir. What are your thoughts on evil Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3? Bully Maguire. Again, it's one that I've calmed on over the years. The first time seeing it, I just thought, really? This is the route we're going with Venom or corrupt Peter Parker, I guess, with the symbiote in the suit. It just was a little too silly for me. And he's got the hair down, and it was just really played for laughs. But then you have a really phenomenal scene where he's walking away from his buddy. Why am I forgetting the Green Goblin's name? What? You know who I'm talking about. Green Goblin chucks one of the bombs at him. He does a no-look dodge and throws it back. And then he does the hair thing again. It's just so campy. I've calmed on it, so I don't hate it anymore. And it did lead, of course, to these memes. I do think, however, had we had just a serious, straight-up badass Spider-Man, probably would have gone down a little bit easier the first time around. Of course, again, though, we don't get the internet's greatness that is Bully Maguire. So to answer your question, I like him. I don't love him, but I forgive it all. And I just have fun with that movie. That's kind of like X-Men 3 for me. The second movies were just so freaking good for both Spider-Man 2 and X-Men 2, X-Men United, one of my favorite superhero movies of all time still, that it was almost impossible to achieve that again for a third. Where Spider-Man 3 doesn't fall on its face fully, X3 absolutely does. Now, I love the cast in that film, so I have also softened on X-Men 3 with the knowledge in the back of my mind that I watched this in theaters and I was fucking pissed. I hated the movie with a passion. Over time, the wounds heal. You can learn to enjoy it for what it is. That doesn't mean it's forgiven. That doesn't mean it suddenly becomes a great movie. It just becomes a movie you can watch and kind of just take peace with. So I've made my peace with Bully Maguire. Beautiful questions. Thank you. We got one from Furry Alpaca. Furry Alpaca for $1.99. Tobey Maguire is Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man. Furry referring to the constant use of the uppercase IS whenever a critic says something about a new movie coming out. Peter Cullen is Optimus Prime. Halle Bailey is Ariel. Very good. Very nice callback. Bronson, feeling very generous today with a powerful $10 super chat, says, who is your Oh, this is a long question. Let me drink water. I've been running nonstop. Got it on my shirt and everything. Who is your favorite Spider-Man villain? Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, Thomas Hayden Church as the Sandman, Topher Grace as Venom, or James Franco. Thank you. James Franco was the name I was thinking of. Is it Harry? It's Harry Osborn as the new Goblin. I would say Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octavius. Molina is a great actor. I liked him back when he was in Maverick with Mel Gibson as the villain in that film too. He plays a much more comedic villain, but he's great. Octavius just has layer to him. You know, he's a genius, but he's also clearly, he's not troubled even. He's a genius, and he's a good, kind soul that is absolutely corrupted by these mechanical things that are now strapped to his head. The AI has taken over. And at the end, you see it come through. And I got too much water on me. I just went way extreme with that. You see it come through at the end. Just in his eyes alone, those beautiful acting eyes show through. Peter, I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't mean for any of this. Willem Dafoe is, again, he's so extreme. And I think that he toned it down for sure in No Way Home. Kind of got a second try at it to maybe calm down on the Power Ranger stuff. I like him. I like most of the villains in the Spider-Man movies. But yeah, Dr. Octavius, that's the standout. Plus, Dr. Octopus is just such a cool look to him, right? He's got the duster, the shades, walking around kind of weird with his tendrils coming out. He's got Aunt May up on the side of a skyscraper. Good shit. He's exchanging blows with Peter, which I always loved that. That just never made sense. Peter is super strong. You would think just a straight punch would freaking kill the guy, or knock him out. But for some reason, Dr. Octopus has super strength as well. Or at least to take hits. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Comic book stuff, right? We got a super chat from, how do you say it? Atkinser? Sorry, it's very hard for me to see this. Atkinsryan0303. By the way, I have to use readers now. I read Aragon to my son. The font's pretty small, so I got to pop out the readers. It's a sad state of affairs at 40. Everything's just gone completely downhill. Except for the channel. Channel's doing a little better. $5 super chat. Speaking of X-Men 3, your next one of these should be ranking all the pre-MCU Marvel movies. May need to go a few categories lower than a C, though. Yeah. We could just do an X-Men ranking one. I mean, I don't think we have to go too extreme. There's a lot of X-Men movies. We got, let's see if I can list them all. X-Men. X2, X-Men United. X-Men 3. Is there a subtitle for that one? No, it's X3, right? Is there a subtitle for that? X2, X-Men United, X-Men... We're just going to say X-Men 3. There's probably some dumbass title. And then you have First Class, which is the 4th. Then you have Days of Future Past, which is also a favorite of mine. I love that movie. The Road Cut's even better. We're at 5, I think. And then we have... Oh, wait. X1, 2, 3. First Class. Yeah. Okay, Days of Future Past. Then we have that terrible sequel, Apocalypse, Age of Apocalypse. Then we have that even worse sequel, The Dark Phoenix. We have Wolverine. We have Wolverine 2. We have Logan. Is that it? Is there 10? Deadpool, Deadpool 2. So we have 12. I don't think I missed anything. I think there's 12. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I know. The glass. I'm getting crap about the glasses. My daughter is basically blind. She's been blind at birth. She has the most intense glasses prescription you can possibly imagine. We felt bad because it was probably one of the reasons she was miserable as a premature baby. Walking into shit. We got her in glasses when she was under 2, I think. She might have been 2 when we got her into her first glasses. And she's had contacts since she was in, I want to say 4th grade. She got them really young. I was impressed. I can't touch my eye. I don't want anything to do with my eyes. It scares the crap out of me. So yeah, we're a glasses family. Connor is in glasses a lot of the days too. He's just a lot more stubborn about it. I'm just bitching because, because of my superior genetics, I've had almost no issues up until now. And then, of course, the celiacs that I probably have as well from my mom. Thanks, Mom. I just avoid gluten. I haven't technically been diagnosed with celiacs, but my stomach tends to hurt a lot more if I have the gluten products. And my mom does have celiac, so I just try to avoid it. I avoid it like it's garlic and I'm a vampire. Okay, did I miss any? I think I got all the super chats out of the way. I was gonna do kind of a tour of Letterboxd, but it is 12:30, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired as fuck. I also have a big day tomorrow. I'm going on some dude's podcast. It's 2 guys. They have a movie podcast. I didn't even look into it. They might have 2 people that watch, for all I know, or listen. I haven't even had a chance. If anybody invites me to do stuff, I'm just kind of excited to be part of anything. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll probably do that. Okay. And that's at 10. I don't know. I'll shoot out a link when it's done. I have no idea what we're even talking about. I think Spider-Man. So if you haven't heard enough about that yet. What else? I have a review for what was that war movie I watched? I could bring it up. Why have I been sitting on this the whole time? Let me get off the tier list. Let's get this a little larger. Bling! Get my logo back up just for fun. Bling! There we go. I have a tier list. No, not a tier list. What was I going to say? There's a war movie I was supposed to watch for Patreon at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies, where you can request a movie and I have to review and give you a shout out. $30 gets you a movie review. Anything you want. You want me to do a softcore porn? I'll bite the bullet and do it if I have to. I did have to review Showgirls. That was fun. Anyway, yeah, I have the podcast. I have a bunch of reviews. Here's a random one that I did just for fun. Kung Fu Hustle. I have a review coming out for Kung Fu Hustle because I showed my son. He's big into anime. I already filmed it. I just have to edit it. It's bothering me that I can't think of the name of that damn war movie, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't remember the name of the podcast. I'd have to go on Instagram and look it up. I think that's where they did it at, Instagram. I'll do a community post on it tomorrow, so just look for that. It'll have the link and everything. I have my buddy Matt coming over, who is a fan of the show. We met through the show. He lives a couple hours from here. He's coming in, and we're just gonna like hang out and talk movies in the afternoon. It's gonna be a good time. He's gonna derail me from getting stuff done for the channel, and I appreciate that. Anytime someone can derail me, I'm all for it. Oh yeah, Olivia also has a volleyball game at 3, so we have a full day ahead of us tomorrow. What a wild roller coaster it's gonna be. I can't wait. I can't wait for all of that. All right, if there's no more super chats, I am done. I'm rambling. I have nothing of interest to say. I have no value to gleam to you. Gleam or glean? I think it's gleam. Okay, thank you everyone who supported the channel. Make sure to check out Patreon if you haven't. There's a $1 tier. There's a $10, again, the aforementioned $30. You could also join right on YouTube. We have the join button and you have all the same things. Plus, I just released the Water Wars movies, all 4 of them. They're films I shot when I was a kid. I was in high school, pre-college with my buddies. They're phenomenal movies. 4 of them. Written, directed, shot, acted by me, 45 minutes each. You can't go wrong with Water Wars. In fact, I love them so much. I'm in the early process of writing a script for a TV series that I want to pitch to like Netflix in different places. Like I like it so much that I want to put my name on it and actually package it and shoot a 5-minute demo reel of what I'm thinking of it for them. It's very early on, but that's something I want to at least give a shot. Oh, we have one more at the end here. Bronson Wright Wolf again with a $5 super chat. This guy is absolutely on fire tonight. Tobey Maguire is and always will be the best Spider-Man. He brought the right amount of anger, charm, and nerdiness to his role as Spider-Man. I was going to say as the character to kind of keep it from being redundant. But Bronson, he's my favorite as well, too. I will say Andrew Garfield in No Way Home did an amazing job. Not to be a pun off Amazing Spider-Man. But Tobey was first, and I agree, man. His nerdiness was just, there was a charmingness to it. His constipated faces had a rawness when he was Spider-Man. I dug it all. Okay, people are agreeing. People are saying goodnight, so I can take a hit. Bronson Wright, everyone else that gave super chats, I appreciate it. Again, check out Patreon, check out YouTube. It's how I generate most of my income at this point because YouTube is a burning cesspool along with the rest of the internet. And with that, I'll take my leave. I'll be doing another podcast Monday. I do a live watch along at 8 p.m. Or you can listen to the podcast early. It goes up on streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, whatever the hell it's called. Tuesday's the next live show. We're just going to stick with this setup because it seems to work. I don't need to do any flash of the pan updates. This is what we're going to do. Tuesday night and then Friday night. So there's 3 days a week where I'm live in some sense of the word. And then you can imagine there's movie reviews and rants that will be in between them. Okay, we are officially done